Let's take a look at how markets fared today. In fact, a slightly better day because we zoomed past 11,500, closing more like 11,549 on the Nifty. That's up 6 to 0.7%. And some of the key movers today, Tata Motors, that stock was up over 8%, so looking good on a Tata Motors. We also had India Bulls, Z, seeing some traction. The likes of Hero MotoCorp and two-wheelers were in focus today. Hero, of course, saw a 6 to 6.5% move, but even a TVS, Bajaj following suit, given that the government's looking at a possible GST cut for two-wheelers, saying that they're not luxury items, they're essential items. And also, of course, ahead of festive season, so there's a lot of focus there. Outside of that, some of the financials continued to see traction today. RBL, IndusInd, Kotak Mahindra, Access. We also saw a whole spate of the mid-cap financials and NBFCs moving higher as well. So everything from a Shriram Transport Finance to an L&T Finance, M&M Finance, across the board we did see a move coming in on those names. So Tata Motors, we also saw Reliance from the blue chips looking particularly good towards the latter half of the session. That stood out and closed higher as well, definitely contributing to that move on the index that also strengthened towards the latter half of trade. Mid-cap IT was a trend that also played out, so we definitely saw traction across some of the names in that pack. Endurance, KPIT, just to name a few, that also looked good in trade today. Adani Enterprises actually cooled off in today's session. That one was down about 7%. Aarti Drugs cooled off. Remember, these are names that had a huge spike. Bharti Airtel was another one that we did see correcting in today's session. The other auto majors like a Maruti, for example, also sat out, and names like an Ultratech, Britannia, Asian Paints didn't really participate. VHX Waba closed lower, even though it has been very much in focus on the back of fund infusion through certain HNIs, namely including also Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, but closing a little lower in trade otherwise. So it's looking good. We've got expiry tomorrow. Broader markets have continued to remain, buoyant, and on the index as well, trading above that 50-day moving average and seeing some amount of strength coming in across various segments. There are plenty of other individual stocks that stood out, but continuing to also see some traction in those high beta names. So while we're seeing strength in broader markets, it's important to keep an eye on the more quality names as we move forward.